to this number the losses of Ukraine and civilian victims, the number of people killed as a result of the war started by Russia will reach more than the population of Gothenburg. Russia killed an entire large city population in 2 years. The Russian army trains drone operators in one of the Syrian provinces for the war against Ukraine. This training is being supported by the Lebanese Hezbollah and the Iranian Revolutionary Guards on the territory of the Syrian military airfield. Nepal, Afghanistan, India, Egypt. This is the list of some countries where Russians are recruiting for the war in Ukraine. After being trained in Russia, these people become a cannon fodder, valuing their lives at $1,000 in the best case. Despite the economic sanctions imposed on Russia, it can still receive a huge profits from the sale of oil products. Since the beginning of the embargo on Russian oil, Russian crude oil from the Black Sea has been exported to 28 countries in the amount of 49 million tons. 7 European countries imported Russian oil and thus violated the embargo. Greece became the largest importer of Russian oil under the sanctions. Greece became the largest importer of the Russian oil under the sanctions in European Union. It received 3/4 of all Russian oil imported to Europe. In addition, 21 other Asian and African countries imported 38 million tons of oil from Russia. India became the largest importer of these countries. With that, these countries finance Russia's ability to buy machinery and supplies from Europe and America. Buying Russian oil, they help Russia to get everything needed for the production of missiles and the maintenance of war. The overall anti-rating of countries which finance Russia buying its oil is India, Greece, Singapore, China, Turkey. The listed countries continue to finance the war aimed at destroying Ukraine and killing Ukrainians. Once again, here are the countries that continue to do oil business as usual on the blood of Ukrainians. India, Greece, Singapore, China and Turkey. We also ask you to support Ukraine and sign the petition online that was started by Brigitta Swedenborg, PhD of Economics, together with other famous Swedish signatories. This petition demands greatly increase Sweden's military and financial support to Ukraine. Improve the support for those Ukrainians who got protection in Sweden. Do this now because it might be too late. I want to read some from petition. Russia's war aggression against Ukraine has led to a great threat to the peace, freedom and democracy of our time. The people of Ukraine are fighting for us. We start an appeal to the Riksdag and the government of Sweden to do more for Ukraine and to do it now, because later it may be too late. Until now, Western aid to Ukraine, although extensive and crucial to Ukraine resistance, has unfortunately been characterized too little, too slowly. This also applies to Sweden aid, even though we are one of Europe's richest countries. How long can we continue to watch Putin's brutal war of aggression? We therefore call on Riksdag and government to immediately greatly increase Sweden's military and economic aid to Ukraine. The goal should be this year to reach the same level of aid to Ukraine as Lithuania relatively to the total income of Sweden. Sweden currently provides 0.5% of its GDP, and Lithuania has 1.4% of its GDP, while Norway provides help of 1.6% of its GDP. Ukraine's fight for its survival is also a fight for our security and that of all of Europe. That is why we must join and pay the price to stop the imperialist ambitions of Putin regime. Sweden does not need to wait for European Union decisions. We can and should act now, with examples in countries such as Lithuania and Norway. Let's show Ukraine that we can and will. This was from the online petition that was started by Brigitte Swedenborg, PhD of Economics, together with other famous signatories. We are grateful to the Sweden and people of Sweden and Swedish people for the support of Ukraine. But we ask you to remember that the full-scale invasion of Russia started on the 24th of February 2 years ago, and the ongoing war Russia started 10 years ago is not over, even though we want it to be over so much. On the 24th of this month, February, next Saturday, there will be a big demonstration on the occasion of 2 years of war organized by the Ukrainian community of the Gothenburg. We invite you to support Ukraine and join this demonstration, which will take place at Gustav Adolf Square, starting at noon. Realizing it or not, Russia has started the war against the whole civilized world. If you feel even a little solidarity with Ukrainians, then Russia is doing the war against you. Please help Ukraine to win this war.